Hi guys, I will tell you right from the very start. Sofirn SP33S is almost perfect and has any single feature that you would like to have in flashlight. I really consider it to be the best deal for a buck. Let me show you why I think so. Package is a luxury one by standards of Sofirn, of course. Kit includes everything you need except a holster. The flashlight retained the design and size of the previous model. This is the most common and fairly compact 26650 powered flashlight. Quite a normal size for this category of flashlights. The design is simple. As usually, Sofirn looks better than only convoy flashlights, but worse than almost any other expensive brand model. But believe me, Sofirn SP33S is worse and simple only when you talk about design. I don't like anodizing that Sofirn usually use. It's not really scratch resistant, and flashlight would definitely look better if anodizing was matte. But of course this doesn't affect real use at all. The tail cap is flat, the flashlight has a firm tail stand, the spring at the tail cap is quite thick, there is contact pad at the side of the head instead of spring. The knurling is quite tenacious, the grip is certainly comfortable and reliable, no reasons to complain at all. The head doesn't really stand out here in matter of size and just continues the body. Cooling fins are quite deep, not decorative ones. The button is small, with some backlash, but it is easy to use and to find due to the fact that it is located on the flat area. It has tiny charge indicator LED in the center. As usually, there is a Type-C charging connector on the opposite side of the head. Cover is thick and reliable, both charging and power bank mode are fast, you get 3 amperes here, that's really good. The bezel seems to be stainless steel and glued to the head. There is a medium-sized textured reflector with Cree XHP 70.2 at the bottom. This is a time-tested choice for bright 26650 powered mid-range flashlight. In general, externally, Sofirn SP33S inherits design of the previous version. Quite modest budget design and comfortable grip. Backlash button is the only visible flaw in the manufacturer quality. But user interface here is really good. Here, a budget flashlight stands out head and shoulders above the mass of significantly more expensive flashlights from well-known A-class brands. And here are improvements that Sofirn made regarding to previous model. Now brightness is stabilized, the thermal control still has zigzags, but it is far from being so aggressive as it was in SP33 version 3. 600 lumens mid mode is already decent brightness, which is enough for most everyday needs, and good fact is that Sofirn SP33S doesn't need wind cooling to sustain this brightness. High mode is declared to be at the level of 2000 lumens. Let it be even 1500 lumens. Just provide flashlight with some cooling and brightness does not jumps up and down like it was in previous model. In no cooling condition, this thermoregulation zigzag appears after almost 20 minutes. 20 minutes! With a high probability, you're likely to switch to mid mode before this thermoregulation is triggered. Of course, these zigzags are inevitable in turbo mode. For example, from a cold start, when you start from mid mode, you will have at least 1 minute of turbo and even more if you have some wind cooling. And about the light itself, the light is really good. The brightness is high and the light is versatile. You can use it in near range, especially in mid range where this combination of optics and LED performs best. And there is still some throw in maximum brightness, not really throw, but you still can highlight something which is like 200 meters away from you. As I recommended not to buy Sofirn SP33 version 3 previous model, so I recommend to buy SP33S. Because the flashlight has excellent flexible user interface and it has absolutely everything you need in this user interface, from an instant moonlight and turbo to lock mode with access to moonlight when flashlight is locked. And this is not super complicated and real user interface. This interface of SP33S is quite simple and flexible at the same time. The battery is capacious and inexpensive. Runtime is really good. Charging speed is really fast. Just try to find 3 amperes of charging amperage in some other flashlight. In case of need, flashlight works as a power bank with 15 watts output. The flashlight got brightness stabilization, and this quickly turning on thermoregulation swings disappeared. These zigzags of thermal regulation still present, but at a quite moderate level. Thermoregulation drives the brightness up and down, but only in turbo or high mode, and without cooling, and not immediately in high mode. The light is good and versatile, both in terms of brightness and light distribution, convenient at the most popular distances in everyday life use. Sofirn SP33S is good both indoors and outdoors. Due to the high brightness, it will allow you to light up far enough. And the sweetest part. The flashlight costs like 40-50 bucks depending on where you buy it. And for this price, any major brand will not offer you even some basic and really primitive 18650 powered flashlight. This flashlight is even cheaper than Convoy M3, which was the best budget 26650 and XHP 70.2 flashlight before. Now that's a best possible flashlight you can get in budget segment, and actually it is way better than more expensive flashlights. So I really recommend Sofirn SP33S. That's all you have to know. Bye!